This is Ernest Becker's distinction between the beautiful and the ugly, and it's a way to evaluate media and indeed, like all kind of forms of art and inanimate objects. Um, it comes from his work, The Structure of Evil. Ernest Becker won the Pulitzer Prize for his work, The Denial of Death. So, he asserts that when the organism uses its own distinctive energies in affecting its aesthetic mergers with the external world, the beautiful comes about. The beautiful then always derives from the free potential, from the proper matching of means to self-chosen ends. Dewey saw that the work of art is beautiful because it contains in itself, right? It contains in itself the perfect matching of means and ends. Furthermore, the work of art is par excellence a product which is caused for its own sake. The ugly was something whose existence is the causal result of something else. Thus a slack pile, a rubbish heap, partial, determinate, contingent on something else, finished. We are beginning to find automobiles ugly because their effects are contingent. They choke our cities, wreak slaughter on the highways, fill our lungs with gases, and yet they were not made for this. They were made for money gain and the pleasures of personal manipulations and convenience. We find houses ugly when they are built for utility living only, when they are contingent upon something else. In a world of organisms and objects, in sum, the beautiful is defined by the pre-interplay of subjective energies in a determinate world of matter. Test questions. How does the beautiful come about? Becker asserts when the organism uses its own distinctive energies in affecting its aesthetic or artistic or creative mergers with the external world, the beautiful comes about, right? So this the perfect means ends matching. It is for itself, right? That's the beautiful. The beautiful then always derives from the free potential, from the proper matching of means to effect self-chosen ends, right? It is how it should be, right? Things are in form. It's symmetrical and appropriate and functional and beautiful. Why would Dewey call a work of art beautiful? Dewey saw that the work of art is beautiful because it contains in itself the perfect matching of means and ends, right? What are the means? They're kind of that like the kind of equipment or the middle, the kind of forming, and the end is the final product. So the kind of doing is the means, and the end is the result. Furthermore, the work of art is par excellence, the kind of highest level, a product which is caused for its own sake. How does the ugly come about? The ugly was something whose existence is the causal result of something else. Thus, a slack pile, a rubbish heap, partial, determinate, contingent on something else, finished. And so, you think about that. If it's ugly, it's not there because of itself. It's there as an effect of something else. And so you could think of, like, I don't know, a black lung from somebody smoking for 30 years that's all cancerous and gross and malignant. Well, the person didn't smoke all those years for the purpose of getting cancer. It was just an effect, a causal result. Think of like a landfill. Landfills are super interesting. Nobody's like putting garbage in these landfills for the purpose of having more landfills. They are the effect of our lifestyle, right? It's a sort of causal result of something else. So this is very interesting to say that the beautiful is sort of the free interplay of the for itself with the inappropriate coherence between means and ends, and then ugly. The ugly is the kind of causal result or effect of something else. Why do we find houses ugly? He says we find houses ugly when they are built for utility living only, when they're contingent upon something else. So, you could discriminate between like a beautiful and a kind of, I don't know, ugly's the right word, but just like a purely functional or kind of like straightforward home. The difference is if it's beautiful, we want to protect it and we do all kinds of things to push it forward into the future. But if it's for kind of utility living only, if like a quick trip or something, we have no problem bulldozing it down, right? A quick trip is functional. It's not beautiful.